And welcome back to a very, again, reflective episode of The Careful Boys, where we're all finally back here.
2024.
We had just talked about, this is part 2, what is the craziest thing that happened this year? This guy's grandma died the year prior, but they put her in a wall or something like that.
Put the old bird in the wall, as I like to say.
Barbell Brigade closed down, and now Bart's fun again. Fun Bart. He got a black belt. But more importantly, there's a path. There's a path to success for the healing of the wonderful team.
Wow, that's really good. Good summary.
Black belts, we found out about that.
They're giving away for free.
Shit his pants in 8th grade. Ryan didn't want to mention the fact that he ran a marathon because more importantly, he spent a 36-year bender,
Another marathon.
36-hour bender fixing Paula Abdul's tracks. In order to get it right for everybody else, because he was a hero and there's only a perfect person like him who could do it.
And now we're gonna listen to Anthony's craziest car lock grand opening that he did for 2024. EV vehicles in China.
Quickly though, is the average Paula audience person like some old lady?
No, it's like people my age.
Oh really? Okay.
Millennials? An old lady. Really? I didn't know she was popular when we were...
She was popular when we were kids.
I'm just picturing him doing all these sick beats and working his ass off, and then all these old ladies are just sitting there blinking.
Well, she was popular, but I thought it was a Gen X thing.
I think it's Gen X and Millennials.
Okay.
Because she was still huge when we were...
When I went to the concert, there's a lot of people that are just into throwback stuff. So it was like, there was actually more like people, I think most people were my age or like within 10-year range.
Plus she stayed relevant being like a judge on TV shows and stuff like that. Right.
Yeah, she's been pretty relevant, I would say. Yeah.
Worked out.
Yeah, so grand openings for car lots.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Sounds so sick.
Wait, did you buy your house this year?
I did.
Wow, that's
Is that a big one for you? You've been wanting
easily the most crazy, because it wasn't just about buying houses, it was moving to Vegas. So like buying a house in Vegas.
And finding the cheapest one you could.
Possible. And then still haggling and negotiating
haggling
for
it down,
a discount.
It could always be cheaper, you know.
Cheapest house I could find.
Cheapest house I could
Yo, why are the haters saying that you cheaped out on the house though? Because didn't you?
No, it's not me.
No.
That's the best part.
He just points at Steve.
Somebody said he came in here one day and said, "People say I cheaped out on my house."
No, fool.
Wait,
it was
what?
Jason Cheney's bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he comes up with the funniest things here.
Yeah, true.
One random person said it, and it's so off that it's hilarious.
But he brought it up to us, and then I was like, never ever talk.
Wait, Jason Cheney. I thought someone was hating on you, and we thought it was hilarious.
He's trying to get
His bit.
What are you talking about?
because Jason Cheney came up with the 9/11 thing.
Jason Cheney comes with the funniest shit.
He did the Would You Rather Fuck Your Mom or Dad?
Yeah, that one too.
And
he named the Careful Boys.
Old enough for kisses.
Yeah.
Jason Cheney.
Cheney's the brains. So moving was your big thing, huh?
Moving and getting a house out there, because I think that was also like, and I'll never ever be able to like discount how crazy this is, even though I discounted the house.
Yeah. Nice.
It's different also to like ask your partner to like quit their job and then move and then find a new job, because like for me, right, being having my own business or independent contractor or like traveling to do work outside of the state, it didn't matter what state I was in.
Like technically, your job's the flexible one.
Yeah.
So usually you would wrap the flexible one around the one that's like stuck.
Yeah.
But then you guys flipped it.
Yeah, so for her to be willing to, and then even at her old job, which was like in clinic, she was also there with one of her closest friends too. So just like leaving that work, and then also because she had gone to grad school in order to get that job as an OT, you also have to spend a certain amount of time, like at least a year working before you get a certain type of benefits for like your 401 or whatever. So like she had earned all these new benefits and stuff like that too, working there with one of her closest friends, and then still being like, okay, cool, let's quit my job and then just find something.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, good for her for being ride or die like that.
For real.
How did that conversation go, though?
Well, it was a 3-year conversation, so like it wasn't like something that was so out of the blue. I think we had always been talking about it, and then like me and her always go out to Vegas just like for fun or for events or whatever. Anyway, we spent like our anniversary there for the last like X amount of years, so we always talk about it. Yeah. But and you guys have seen me talking about Vegas all the time too, and to the point where I'm always like trying to convince myself. I'm like, do I mean it? But yeah, I think for her, it was just finally a moment of us, me and her going like, all right, like, let's do this. Let's actually do it.
Yeah.
Is she happy with her decision?
She's super happy.
Yeah, that's
great.
awesome.
She's super happy. So, I mean, I think in general, we also just like needed kind of like a life refresher. You know, and sometimes like no matter like where you're at in your hustle or how progressive things might feel for your career or whatever, sometimes you just need things to change in order to like enjoy whatever it is you're doing. It doesn't
chapter or something.
Doesn't need to be easier. It just needs to be fresh.
Yeah.
I think that was huge for us. Even me personally, like just like doing like what I've been doing, even in like the dancing for like however long. I feel more inspired in my career now that I'm like farther away from everybody I do stuff with.
Isn't it like crazy to wake up in the morning and see where the fuck your money is? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can see, you have your view and you have like your house and all that shit. And like, you're surrounded by where you put your money instead of like renting and all this other shit.
Is this like conceptual or are you complimenting my house and my view?
No, I'm
He's
saying-
setting you up for a punchline.
I'm not.
Go for it, Anthony.
I'm on it.
No, because that's what happened when me and Nikki made the jump from renting to like actually having our condo in LA. It was like, wow, I see where my money is. And even then in LA, it's like you're stretching your dollars so hard, and it's like it looks like shit. Whereas in Vegas, you actually see where your money is.
You see clean streets.
Your view is amazing.
It's awesome.
Yeah, you got a big old Trump flag right in front of your house.
Yeah.
And you wake up in the morning, you go, ah! And then you have a big Trump flag flying off of your balcony.
I do love our view.
That's cool though. Was it the first time leaving your like Southern California comfort zone and nest?
Because I've just been, I grew up in Orange County. The last 15 years, I've been jumping around LA. So it's like Southern, as much as like you travel the world and whatnot, like Southern California is all I've known.
Yeah.
Even going to college, like I stayed in Southern California, everything like that.
But you've seen the world though.
Yeah.
Fuck ton.
But it's
I think
different when
he's
you
kind of overseeing the world.
when you live somewhere, it feels completely different.
Right? It is. Because now that when I go to Vegas or California, it feels like I'm going home. Both places. You know that feeling? Yeah, it's weird, right?
And it's also really weird when you fly into Vegas and you just got nothing but fucking slot machines everywhere.
Yeah.
This used to be associated with like bachelor parties and just like benders.
Oh yeah.
Now it's like my home and it just feels tight. It feels like going home is like your vacation.
Every time they say that on the intercom, they're like, if this is like your connection, you're in Vegas, and then if you're home, welcome home. I'm like, whoa, this is my home.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing.
So it's really, really fun and exciting right now. That's definitely clearly the craziest thing that happened. But I have some like, for the sake of dragging this fucking video out.
Don't drag, dude.
Don't.
Built your fans, bilk them.
Just to bilk 'em. There was one really crazy moment that was like a blip that happened, and it was when I was in China performing with Jackson, and I get a message from my sister. It's like, hey, I need you to like call me back whenever you get the chance. And anytime I get that message, I get fucking scared for my life because in 2014 she did the same thing. She was trying to reach out to me, and then when I was in China again, and then it was I couldn't get back because we were doing all this work, and then finally we like get internet down in like some hotel lobby in the smallest city, and then she reaches out to Mike via Facebook, and then Mike's like, yo, Aunt, your sister's trying to get a hold of you. And that's when I knew it was tough.
What the fuck?
And this is in 2014, and then I get her on the phone, and then she tells me that my dog passed away.
Oh.
I remember that just being like the toughest thing to swallow, because obviously it's already a shitty thing to happen. It feels way shittier when you're like on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
You're out there, and and everything.
I know
just
that
feels disgusting.
feeling.
Exactly. So she messaged me this year. She's like, hey, like I need you to call me back, but everything's okay. But even then, you're still like,
What?
Another dog? Dad's gay. Come home. He wants to see you first. Dad came out of the closet. Get it quick.
but
Come home.
it wasn't about my dad. I ended up calling her back right away, and it turns out my dad had to get rushed to the ER.
Oh shit.
Because he had a heart problem where he was at like one of our Boy Scout camps and stuff like that, and whether it was like heat or overworking himself, his heart started palpitating like crazy, and then he had to get rushed via ambulance to an ER, and they had to do some tests on him, and then he eventually got more cardiac testing throughout like in the last couple of months. We're still waiting on some results for some other testing and stuff, but even though he's okay, I mean, the guy's crazy too. Like, he didn't want to spend another night in the hospital because he knew he was gonna get charged for it, so he literally snuck out.
It is
Smart guy.
expensive. It is expensive.
He like ripped up all his shit and he just walked out with my.
I don't think he's gay at all, actually.
Yeah. Because they didn't get the results back fast enough. They were like delaying stuff, and he's like, I don't want to stay here and pay for another night.
He knows the game.
Do you get charged for not checking out, like in a hotel? Like a hotel.
Y'all leave your card at the counter.
Yeah, they're like, I already left.
Hey, what's up, guys? Just in case you have seen some of these lovely pieces on some of our gentlemen here, these awesome jade pendants, or you may have seen the recent JK adventure where we went to Jade Jewelers, just remember that the sale is on now. If you want to visit thejadejewelers.co, you can even find some of the stuff that our guys have had, and way, way more. The selection is huge, so make sure to visit the Jade Jewelers and check out what they've got.
Check it out.
Let's go.
But yeah, even though he's okay, just having that moment of like knowing that same thing, just that fear, that PTSD of like being across the world and not being there. And like my dad, he just turned 70. We just went on a fucking cruise for his 70th birthday. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, this guy's an old man now, you know.
After that shit happened, where you're like, Dad, I really love you, and he's like, oh, okay.
Dude, yeah.
He's like, all right, Anthony.
Oh, okay, all right. Let's chill out. Let's chill out.
Too much. Shut up. Okay.
Crazy moment. Emotional spike.
Yeah,
Dude.
Did you try it again, sneak attack on the cruise?
Dude, on the cruise, okay,
Yeah.
I know how to get that guy so soft now.
Yeah.
And so like I did the cheesiest thing, right? For his 70th birthday,
Yeah.
I did the cheesiest thing. I went on Amazon, bought one of those like dad stories books
Oh yeah.
where you like ask them stuff and like, you know.
Did you end up filling it out?
I did some of it, but the best way for me to do that without him feeling all like, because he's gonna think I'm gay if I'm just asking him these questions. So I got
It was a gay cruise.
I got my niece, aka his granddaughter, to sit in my lap, and I had her ask the question.
Hack.
And dude, just seeing him actually want to answer these things because she's asking, and then she can't read a couple words too, so I'm like helping her. So it became a tri-generational bonding experience.
And your niece was just like, she has no idea what's going on. What's your body count? Oh man.
Are you an ass man or a booty man?
Mom or dad?
Mom or dad?
Would you suck out a penis to completion or take it in the butt to completion? These are all the.
If you had a dick in your mouth or in your butt, which one do you back up on first?
Which direction are you going?
We should make that book. How to bond with your parents. The JK book. Yeah.
The ultimate experience.
Ultimate brain teasers.
I can't believe we just rapid fired like 6 questions right now.
Now we're out of the book.
Easy. They're pretty easy.
Damn.
Just imagine your niece asking that shit.
That's my one regret to Tulsi is that we didn't ask Mom or Dad.
I know.
No.
Yeah, Anthony kind of wiggled around it.
I feel like
Scared.
I feel like the butterfly effect of that, she wouldn't have become the freaking director of intelligence.
Dude, we would have ruined her whole fucking
We
shit.
probably ruined it already. She probably was supposed to be VP, and then we fucked it up somehow.
You know her, the video that we did where we're asking her dumb questions? That one's actually picking back up.
That's funny. Oh, right.
It's a PR nightmare for her.
She's gonna call us to ask us.
Don't get it too many views. We don't want to hear anybody from the White House telling us to take it down.
Please. We can't afford it. We need the ad revenue.
That's awesome, dude. So did he? Have you ever thought about like, it's like, hey, Dad, can you just read off that cue card? He's like, I love you, Anthony. And you're like,
Gotcha, bitch! It's like, you do? And then he goes, this is Morse code. I'm like, hey,
can you read that shit?
Can you still read this?
Can you?
who's Anthony?
Damn, it's fucked up, Ryan. That was a moment.
Does he call you Anthony?
It's more like, and then they.
I knew it! Anthony. That's really what he said. Alex said your name?
He doesn't call you by like your Vietnamese name or Chinese name or something.
No.
Dude, that's what we're gonna call you now.
What's your Vietnamese name? What's your Vietnamese name?
Lee Jitan.
Lychee?
Lee, that's my last name, Lee. Jitan.
I thought
Like should
Lychee.
be like Tan.
Tan. Oh.
Tan.
Maybe that's where Antani comes from.
Tan.
No.
Antani.
Anthony. My sex haver son.
All right, Joe. What about you?
Man, I don't know. I think I've just been focusing on one thing. And
Cutting your hair.
no, dude, like turning Junbi and Hawaii around was probably one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do because after the fire happened in Maui, Hawaii got fucked. Because tourism is like the biggest, like that's the only way they make money, literally. So when I don't think it happened in August, and no one could predict what was going to happen next because October and all fall of 2023, tourism went down by like 50%. And by December, a lot of businesses were like, we can't fucking pay rent. And then the spring of this year, we were like, what the fuck is happening? Because our numbers went down by like 40%.
Can you feel like the whole island feel less populated? Like
Yeah.
traffic?
Hell, it was bad. Because we already opened during lockdown, right? So it's not the same when we used to go and then like 2017, 18, Waikiki was cracking. Like there was hella people.
Plus, some people online were like, "Don't go." It's
Exactly.
insensitive.
Yeah, that
was a big one.
Fuck them, man.
So that was a big one because like the thing is, a lot of people, the locals there were like, we need y'all to come more than ever now because I have a lot of employees that had to leave Maui because the economy went really bad on Maui, and then they're like, there's no more jobs. We don't know what to do. Like I had there were people in Lahaina that couldn't even stay in Lahaina because their areas were fine. Like, their areas didn't get burned down. But everything basically became a ghost town, right? So no one was going there. No one was spending money. People didn't want to be shamed. All this shit happened. So they had to come to our island, which is Oahu. And that's where Honolulu is. That's where all the, actual jobs are. So they came and then they're just like, yeah, like we just couldn't survive out there. Like you can only stay at your relatives for so long, and then all of the jobs there disappeared. So then they had the trickle effect, right? And then so we were just like, what's happening with the numbers? Like what happened? Like, and then every year there's like a tourism like statistics thing. Japan was bad, everything was bad. So we were just hemorrhaging, like we were just losing money every month. We just had to keep working and spending money to keep it alive. And then so I was like, maybe it's gonna close. Cause dude, Apple closed. They're in my hallway, right? Apple left the building. My some of the tenants, I saw like 4 or 5 businesses leave on my hallway. So like I was like, fuck, we're gonna be next. Like we're not gonna be able to make rent. It was tough, right? And then one of my neighbors was like, I think we might have to shut down. I'm like, what is your numbers like? He goes, dude, when we got in here in 2021, he was like, we were making $250,000 a month. And he goes, now I can't even make rent.
A month?
That's how big of he was making $250,000 a month. Wow. And people were like, it was fine. It was, because we're in a really good spot. Like we're in the most busiest foot traffic spot. Like it was. Spot.
People who have never started a business before on Reddit would say that he should have just saved the $250,000 a month he was getting before.
Yeah.
What an idiot. You're making so much fucking money.
Yeah. I don't feel bad for you, sir.
Our building that we're in, it's pre all of this, it was the top 5 foot traffic place in America. Wow. So it went from there.
In America?
In America.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's one of the most expensive retail centers in America. So that's the effects of what the fire did. So yeah, like Apple left, which is a company that has unlimited cash, right? And that's so crazy. Like the foot traffic went, and in the hotels, they were at like 50% capacity. Wow. So it was really bad. And then they were giving out hella deals. People were coming, but also the economy was bad. So like people weren't spending. And then so we were just like, I don't know if we could survive 2024. And at the same time, my managers were like, yeah, you know what? I want to go move to California. So then we were managerless, and then it was a huge mess. So me and Hannah were like, all right, we're just gonna be way more like hands-on. And we were, but more like not in the store, right? So we're like kind of like built, like working on it, not in it. But now I had to go in it and actually like be there every day, 10 hours a day, like fix shit, and it was pretty rough. And then I learned a lot, and it was it's way harder than YouTube, for sure, because it doesn't end. Like with YouTube, it's like you can film for a couple hours, you can do things off-site, whatever. But when you have a business that's open from 9 to 9, so much can go wrong every single day. We're a 365 business. So like, there's a lot of wear and tear, right? So every week we have something breaking. And then so to save money, because we're losing so much fucking money, I had to learn how to be a handyman. So I'm like plumber today. Tomorrow I'm a tech for the ice. I learned so much shit about fixing things. And I probably saved thousands of dollars doing it that way. But before, when we had a budget, I could just call someone and then someone will come in and then they'll fix it for a couple $100. But that was pretty fucking crazy. And then as time went on, like people were starting to go like, okay, well, looks like, I won't be ashamed to go to Hawaii. So they'll start trickling in. I started learning a little bit more about like pricing and how I should price things better, market it better. And it was just these little kind of small tweaks that I made that started to kind of pick back up. Learned about, I don't know, I just think I became a little bit better in business, but it takes, like, it was a hard fucking lesson. And then now we're doing amazing, but man, that was like one of those things too that you don't really like. The hard part about, I think, business too is while you're in the fight, you don't want to complain about that. Because, like, we're also the face of the business, right? So, like, you don't want to be like, oh, my God, we're fucking dying here. We need you guys to come over here and help us out. Like, because it's not about that.
Nobody wants to go to that vibe.
Yeah, and it's not a charity. Like, I'm not here for you to fucking fund this. Like, this is something, it's something I wanted to do.
Do it for JK, though.
Please.
True.
But I think at the end of the day, man, it was like one of the toughest things I've ever done. And I didn't know if I was going to get out of it alive. And we were able to kind of turn it around. It's doing good now, and it's just one of those things. And afterwards, I made a lot of friends with locals that are entrepreneurs out there, and everybody says, "Man, I can't believe you opened up in Waikiki." I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "It's one of the toughest fucking places." And these guys are like 8-figure earners. These guys are guys that are like, I would never go into there. And I'm like, well, I wish I fucking knew. And he goes, yeah. He goes, he's like, Waikiki is one of those special, like, it's one of those places where he's like, it's like you're fucking a billionaire one day, and then tomorrow it'll go away, because of how crazy the swings are. Yeah.
Wow. You like to gamble though.
That might be perfect for you. Yeah,
bro.
I feel like that is your style though. Yeah. If someone was like, this is the most stable location. It's not, never high traffic, never low traffic. You'd be like, boring. Loser. You're like, this location's like this. You're like, sign me up.
And then the waves are like that, dude. It's like from 50% to 100. Like, it's just crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Shit.
And
Hawaii's coming back, huh?
Hawaii's coming back. I think tourism's coming back. I think people don't feel shamed anymore to travel to Hawaii and post pictures.
What an impact that made, man.
Yeah.
Those idiots, they don't know, they never know what they're fucking up.
Morons,
yeah,
dude.
it's the worst.
Yeah.
Well, also, still, I think still not a lot of people are going to Maui, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, didn't
damn.
you have family members that lost businesses?
But they moved over to Oahu.
Right? So there was a big exodus.
But they need people to go, right, to keep funding those businesses, or else everyone's just gonna leave Maui, and Maui's gonna turn
now.
go to Maui. It's a ghost town. It's gonna be so sad.
Yeah, that can't happen, dude. We're gonna save Maui.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of, one of the hardest things I've ever done in life, period, is to turn something around that was like, I don't even know if this is like gonna work. Yeah. But blindly, you just have to do it 12 hours a day. You're pumping more money into it, and you don't have that much money anymore, and you're just like, fuck, all right.
And when you first started it, you got robbed basically in the beginning before it was even open.
Yeah. And it's crazy because, like, I've met other people who basically lost out, and we started around the same time. And there's this other guy who opened up about 2 boba shops, and he's like, dude, I had to like let go of one, the other one I kept losing. So when you have that kind of comparison to go by, you just feel a little bit better. Like not like in their movie.
No,
You're just like,
Oh yeah.
and then there's trauma bonding because you're like, bro, you lost that much. Yeah, and he goes, it cost me this much, and I didn't even make a cent off of it. And then like you're like, okay, we're all in the same boat here, and there's a community behind like, yeah, dude, we all got screwed pretty hard. Versus like your business sucks, you suck as a businessman, you yourself like fail. I think there's a little bit of that, like of like, okay, it was unforeseen like things that happened. We all were fighting the same fight, and then you're like, man, it was tough, yeah.
Well, you were composed the whole time. Every time we hung out with you, you were fucking normal. Seriously.
Yeah, because coming here is at the end of the day, this is the blessing. Is like I get to escape from that. Yeah. Well, Hannah's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But this is the place where I feel so much better, and I'm super grateful for it. So to end the 2024, it's like this place. Even though we all fucking lose money coming here, it's like the best therapy ever. It's like the best place to kind of come back to and just like, all right, fuck. At least I have this, you know?
To be fair, you usually have to pay for therapy, so.
That's true.
That's true.
You're getting a deal.
Yeah.
We've just been doing therapy for a few years now, and we're not solving ourselves.
And for hours and hours and hours a day.